Yes, sir.
Who's here on Julio Smith?
I introduce two student attorneys.
Sure. Let me put on my glasses so I can see.
Oh, it's Andrea Vela
Hi.
and Tess Busick.
Hi, nice to meet you guys. Whenever you guys want to come in, you're more than welcome to come in.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go on the record because the first thing we have to address is motions. So the court is calling 2024 CR State of Texas versus Julio Smith. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Antonio Ariola for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Stephanie Stevens, along with Andrea Vela and Tess Busick, Bussick.
All right, so since they're with you, you all announce yourself on the record, please.
Yes, Andrea Vela and Tess Busick.
Okay, awesome. All right, the first thing we have before me is a motion to substitute counsel. So Raphael Leal was I guess appointed to represent Mr. Smith.
Correct, John.
All right, Mr. Smith, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. So Mr. Raphael Leal was appointed to represent you. Do you still wish to have him as your appointed counsel or no?
No.
All right, and who are you asking to be your counsel pro bono?
Stephanie Stevens.
All right, so according to the motion, it says pro bono will be Mark Stevens and Stephanie Stevens. And I'm assuming you all have no objection since you filed the motion?
No objection, John.
All right, so that motion to substitute counsel will be granted. All right, and then the next motion we have is, and this really doesn't have to be on the record, you're asking for the appointment of an investigator, so that will be granted. All right, then the next thing for the court is defense counsel Leal previously stated that he had received all of the discovery. So has all of the discovery been received?
We are missing a few items, Judge, and we have conferred with the prosecution this morning. I think they are in the process of reaching out and trying to obtain those for us.
All right, what items are missing on discovery?
I was told to see if there's any other videos from the victim's phone that are currently not part of the discovery.
Mhm.
Pictures from the hospital during her stay at the hospital. And then there were some pictures that are here in the file that were not uploaded on eDiscovery. I was going to upload those to eDiscovery.
All right, Norma, can you put this for discovery? And this is going to be your final discovery date for November 21st. All right, we're going to be back on November 21st for your final discovery. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me see, what page is he on?
Thank you, Judge. They were ready to argue the investigator motion to you.
Oh, well, you know what? Do they want to argue to try it out on me? All right, excuse me. Can I have you two back up? All right, so my understanding with regards to the motion for appointment of investigator, you're prepared to make arguments of that?
Yes.
All right, so make your argument.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. So we are moving the court to have an appointed licensed investigator for this case. So Mr. Smith is currently unemployed and he did qualify for appointed counsel before we took this case pro bono. And because we are with the clinic and this is a pro bono case, we would like to remind you that there is no cost to the county. So that would be in our favor. We have spoken with investigator Mr. McKay, Mr. James McKay, and he will be charging $80 an hour. He has anticipated needing about 20 hours, 25 hours, which would total up to $2,000 for the total investigation. And we believe this is necessary because there are a number of witnesses that need to be interviewed and documents need to be collected from the hospital records and from the complaining witnesses' previous hospitalizations, police records, as well as different records that we would need for this case. And we believe Mr. McKay would be much more apt to deal with this in his line of work. He is a previously served 10 years as a police officer, and we believe he would be much more apt to help us with the investigation, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. And I will tell you, and I'm not just saying this, that was an excellent argument. And It's a better argument than I've seen other attorneys make who've been licensed for a long time. What I can tell you, and I always tell people, people who are in law school or who are first out of law school, they know more law than anybody else. I mean, it's really true, right?
It's true.
So, I will tell you, I did cross out and put it at $1,500, but based upon your argument, I'll put it at 2,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And again, I'm serious. If you ever want to stop by or you guys need anything, just come by. I used to be in the clinic too.
So,
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
thank you, Judge.
Make sure that you all get a copy of the motion so that you can have that. All right. Who's here on Joe Anthony Jimenez? You know, this Odyssey, it is. Great. Yeah, it's falling down. You know, I'm trying to get to a place and it won't let me go. All right, thank you for your patience. All right, so he was sentenced to federal prison. An offer has been tendered. Today is the plea deadline date. So where are we, Mr. Porter?
I believe Mr. Jimenez wants to address the court. Don't let the court-
Yes.
Ma'am, I had these motions for you and the DA because there's like conflict of interest between me and my attorney. And I would really request that you could please give me a different attorney to represent me. I'm innocent in this case.
All right, so here's the thing.
Didn't
Let
rob
me just,
anybody.
let me explain something to you. And Mr. Porter has heard me say this before, but this may be the first time you're hearing it. Attorneys are appointed to represent defendants who can't afford to hire an attorney. And stop me at any time if you're not following what I'm saying. A defense attorney's job, I've been a defense attorney, I've been a prosecutor. In this court as a judge, I require and make sure that your attorney has all of the discovery in your case. Both parties, no. Here's the thing, you've been in federal custody in Corn City, all right? And you've been in waiting trial forever. That's why this case is still pending and it's been pending so long. It's been pending since May 2022. And I will tell you, it's because you've been in federal custody. And when you're in federal custody, I do not have the authority to make the federal government release you and bring you to state court to answer for these charges. We're only allowed to bring you over once those charges are completed. So that's number one.
You're frustrated.
No, I'm not frustrated. I'm explaining to you why you are here, all right? Now, once your attorney receives all of the discovery, then I order a plea deadline date. I require that the state tender an offer. Now, your attorney is ethically obligated to tender that offer to you. You can accept it or not accept it. That's completely up to you. Today is your plea deadline date. Are you accepting the state's offer? Yes or no?
No,
All right, so then that means that you're going to a jury trial. And guess what? This is the attorney that you're going to be going to jury trial with unless you hire an attorney. Are you planning on hiring an attorney?
trying to, I need some time.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, how long do y'all expect this jury trial to last? State?
This would probably be 3 days.
All right, I need a jury trial date for criminal trial division, 3 days.
So you're not giving me time to hire an attorney?
All right, I need a jury trial date. All right, December 2nd is going to be your jury trial date. If you hire an attorney, you need to let them know that you're going to trial on December 2nd. You understand?
Not really, but
Well, let me explain it to you. On December 2nd, you're going to be
Same.
brought
I'm
over.
a mental patient, man, so it's kind of hard for me to
Oh, I'm
understand.
going to explain it to you. So on December 2nd, which is more than a month from now, you're going to be brought over, dressed in whatever civilian clothing you have at the Bexar County Jail. So if you have a T-shirt at the Bexar County Jail, that's what you're going to be brought over in. You're not going to be brought over in the orange attire you're in unless you want to be dressed for trial in orange attire. Then what's going to end up happening, civilians, people in the world are going to be called up for jury duty. You're going to be sitting at this table with your counsel. The state is going to be sitting at that table. They will both have a chance to question the potential jurors. Once those jurors are selected, 12 jurors will be sitting in this box here. They will hear whatever evidence the state is going to present. Your attorney will have a chance to cross-examine them if he so chooses. And then that jury will make a decision on whether you're guilty or not guilty. If they decide you're not guilty, you're done. If they decide that you're guilty, you're either going to have punishment from the jury or punishment from the court. That's what's happening on December 2nd. If you decide to hire an attorney, that attorney needs to be ready for trial on December 2nd. Thank you. Thank you, counsel. Yes.
Arturo Martinez, and we're just asking for a reset, but I have a potential client coming in at 11:30.
Okay, I just call them in the order that I have them. So if they're up here, I'll call it once they do it.
I'll reschedule my appointment.
Okay. Felipe Lopez. Who's here on Felipe Lopez?
Hi, good morning, your afternoon, Pauline. Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here for Mr. Lopez.
All right. All right, what are you here for today?
Judge, he set for a pretrial conference at the last setting. The court reset us to get an offer from the state today. I do have an offer from the state. I provided a counter offer to ADA Edelman, and he is asking for some time to look at the evidence and consider that counter.
All right, your plea deadline date is going to be November 7th.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Who's here on Arturo Martinez? Arturo Martinez. Where's your client?
Arturo Martinez.
I can't let people leapfrog over others, then everybody's gonna want to leapfrog. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. So discovery is uploaded. Has an offer been tendered?
When in negotiations.
Negotiate, and Judge, this is the first time I've spoken with Mr. Simpson on the case.
Okay. All right. Ms. Ferguson, on this case, I need a 20-day reset and state at that time you'll be prepared to tender an offer?
Yes, sure.
All right.
Judge, does the court have jurisdiction over civil matters?
That would solve this. Yeah.
November 14th.
November 14th.
All right, November 14th.
Thank you.
Once that's the reset form is signed, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Alexander Rodriguez.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, state, on this case, were you able to tender an offer?
We have tendered an offer, Judge. I think what the holdup is at the moment is the CPS records, which we requested on the last setting.
Mhm.
The records that defense requested are not particularly related to this case. It's regarding the mother when she was a child.
Okay,
And right now, the update that CPS gave us was up to November 15th because they're older records. They kind of have to go through them. As soon as I receive them, of course, that's by November 15th. They could send them to us earlier. And as soon as I do get them, of course, I'm gonna promptly send them over to defense.
so you're saying they'll have it by November 15th?
That's the date they gave us in writing.
All right, so we're coming back on November 18th.
That works.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Judge.
Have a seat, sir.
Joshua and Zadua. Good morning.
Can we, is something we want to take that we don't want to have out there?
Yes. All right, who is here on Manuel Hernandez? All right, are you all prepared to proceed on the motion?
On the motion?
He's Manuel Julian Hernandez. Oh, he's entering a plea?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, if everyone could be quiet, please. Court is calling 2021 CR 7019, State of Texas versus Manuel Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Cornelius Cox.
And are you Mr. Hernandez? Is there an application?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
It should be in there somewhere.
okay. It is. Thank you. Did you understand you're charged with assault of a peace officer or judge as a second-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state is recommending community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2021 CR 7020, and there's to be restitution, if any, to the complainants in the cause number. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with the complainants. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, sir.
State is at the plea. Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor, City Exhibit number 1 with all of its attachments.
No objections.
All right, state, you may be excused. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We just asked the court to follow the plea agreement.
All right, what was going on with you that day? Bad drugs, what?
No, man, it was not the way it's supposed to be.
All right, well,
It
do
was
you
a
have
mis-
mental health issues?
No, man,
All right, so why are you spitting on officers and kicking officers?
I didn't feel remember.
All right, why are you banging your head against the paddy wagon? At least that's what we called it in my day, the paddy wagon.
I wasn't banging my head.
Do you want a jury trial? Are you saying you didn't do this?
Yes, man, I'm saying I didn't do it, but I don't
Do you
think-
want a jury trial?
No, man.
All right, because what I'm reading in here, you did it. Now, mind you, sometimes people take drugs, they get a hold of a bad batch and they act crazy. So it says that they responded because you were waving a machete around, yelling about how you wanted to kill people.
Yes, it was a misunderstanding. I didn't say that.
Did you have a machete?
No,
So you want a jury trial?
no,
All right. And it says that you were placed in handcuffs and then that you started slamming your head against the passenger back window, causing it to come from the frame of the vehicle. You were kicking the divider window, causing damage. You still were saying you wanted to kill everybody, including the officers. Then they transported you in the wagon for their safety. Photographs were taken of the damage to the vehicle, and all the damages were documented. They transported you to the hospital because they thought something was wrong with you. Then when they went to take you out of the wagon, you were laying on the floor after having unbuckled yourself. You spit towards the officer and the victim. And then they told you several times to stand up, you would not. And then they went to pick you up and you kicked them. So you're telling me you don't have any problems?
no.
Counsel, does he have any mental health issues? What's going on with him?
there was a couple years ago competency issue.
Okay.
That's been resolved. So he's competent now. And my understanding is that he, after evaluating the situation, his circumstances, that he wanted to enter a plea of no contest
Okay.
to this charge and accept the term of probation.
All right. Do you have any children?
No, man,
Who do you live with?
I live by myself.
Okay. Have you ever been on any type of medications?
No,
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to find you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. I want the following evaluations done in custody: a TAP evaluation, MIC evaluation, follow recommendations. Field visits 1 time per month for 4 months, taking consideration 2020 CR 7020. There's to be proof of employment within 45 days of release, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order anger management classes. Once he completes the anger management classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be restitution, if any, and no contact with the complainants. Probation, is there anything else he needs? All right, good luck to you.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Cox.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Cox,
Yes, ma'am.
you know what's happening this weekend.
Oh,
They're gonna do some, it's gonna be time for separation.
Yeah.
Jason Gerhan, I'm gonna request that he be moved. Jason, I'm requesting that you be moved during this time period when we play A&M. Oh, okay, I take it back. Thank you for the. All right, Jason, you can stay.
I picked up my favorite sky and then I turned around and I go.
You need the purple.
I got a good purple on today. I'm not gonna be wearing any purple this weekend.
All right, Cornelius, who are you taking in the game?
Oh, he already said. You wanted him to say it twice?
that's the LSU.
Thank you.
That's right.
Who are you taking, Carl? You seem like you want to
Oh, well,
part of this.
hey, you
Worried about.
Hey,
you already went.
I'm not a 2%er like my fellow ag here, Judge. I'm doing my boys always.
Hey, yes.
All right, we're gonna see what happens.
Gonna be tough.
Just one moment. I need to put this in the system. Yes.
I'm back on Ayana Hubbard.
Mhm.
We did her informal inquiry yesterday, and when I was there, they let me know that she had a prior case where she was found not competent.
Okay, just give me a second. Let me go in order.
Okay.
Ding Tran. All right, so where, last time, August, there was a discovery, disc needed.
Well, I think the disc has been provided.
Have the
It's in
disc.
File.
Okay,
And I think what happened was Angelini required some things to be done discovery purposes,
okay.
and he only gave us a week. We
So
haven't
what-
gotten that done yet, and it's because of just the little bit of confusion in the case because it was handed around to a few prosecutors, judge.
Okay.
So we're just requesting an extension, or not extension, a reset for at least another couple of weeks to get that done.
Okay, what discovery is outstanding?
It's, I don't think there's any discussion.
It's more that they were to contact the complainant.
That's discovery, I guess you could say.
Okay. And how much time are you asking for?
At least 2 weeks, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 2-week reset on Tran, please. All right, November 7th. And Charles, who are you picking in the game between LSU and A&M?
I have LSU.
All right, thank you.
I'll remember that one.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hubbard.
Like I said, we did the informal inquiry just yesterday, so now they have 30 days to provide a report. She's got a prior incompetency, so I wholly suspect her to
Is
come
she in
back.
custody?
She is, we had just appeared before you 2 days ago. There's, nothing else I can do with her. I wasn't
Okay, is she
sure.
on the docket today?
Yes, Judge, you brought me back today.
Okay. Where's Miss Hubbard?
She's in custody, Judge.
Downstairs, Judge, we have to be.
Okay. Are you going to be talking to her today to let her know what's going on?
I can, Judge.
All right, so I need you to talk to her today to let her know what's going on, because I told her that we would have her brought back so we can see what's going on. All right. Norm, I need a 30-day reset on Hubbard.
Would it be possible to do 45 just so we have that report back? Because they have 30 days from yesterday to do it.
It's going to be 30 days because it gets lost in the, in the system, and I don't want her to be lost in the system. All right, December 2nd.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused and I will
Yes.
communicate to her.
All right.
Mr. Medina?
Yes.
Tony is still looking into the case. It appears we might have to come back at 1:30.
Okay.
Can I do it via Zoom from the passenger seat of a car?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have the Zoom ID?
Ms. Ferguson will give that
Okay.
to you.
Perfect.
Okay. Just 1 second, I'll give it to you.
Okay. Thank you, Ron. See y'all then.
Brandon Banks. Brandon Banks. Where's Mr. Banks?
Good question, Your Honor. I've not heard from him and he has not shown up. He's not in the hall, Your Honor.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 009618, State of Texas versus Brandon Banks. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Tony, you want to be online for the state of Texas?
Defense?
Judith Wimmer.
All right, this case was called at 9 a.m. The defendant did not answer. It is now 11:56 a.m. and the defendant still has not answered. Defense, have you had contact with your client?
No, ma'am, I have not.
All right, state. Any requests?
Yes, for his bond to be revoked, Your Honor.
All right, the bond will be forfeited. He'll be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too. Rittenhour. Is there amount you're requesting?
I'm sorry.
Is there amount you're requesting? All right, make sure that you get your copy before it's sealed.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. He has a violation report.
That's correct. The violation report alleges 2 new cases, one pending in your court, one in 14. He's on bond since last August of 2023 for 2 unindicted cases in your court. And the court.
All right, so state, who is on Richard Baker for the felonies? It's 2 aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon.
It's all 701, Judge.
It's a 701?
Yes.
Sounds like 701, Judge. Let me just check to make sure. Richard Baker?
That's correct.
Counsel, I can tell you what the court's issue is. I think you know.
Yes.
So he's on bond for 2 aggravated offenses. Then it's alleged that he has
A new
New assault.
family second, yes, and a new interference with a 911 call.
So I honestly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remand him without bond and we can set it for a hearing where witnesses can, of course, once you're remanded without bond, we'll have a hearing and we can have that hearing within 7 days or sooner. And then witnesses will have to be called.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I'll make a decision on whether you should remain remanded without bond.
Yes, ma'am.
But just looking at, this violation report, you have 2 aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon. And I'm being told that this is family violence, maybe. And then on October 19, 2024, there is an allegation of assault family household member with a previous conviction. And so it's listed as a 3rd-degree felony. And then you have a misdemeanor interference with emergency call for assistance. I believe that's 911 call, alleged.
County Court 14.
Yeah.
If I may, Your Honor.
Yes.
On the two cases that we're here on, that
Mhm.
you, are about to order remand without bond.
Mhm.
I'd ask you not to do that, and if you want to hold him without bond, Your Honor, please increase the bond on 724-083. And I won't complain. We'll call that a remand without bond and have a hearing on that. The reason for that is if you remand him without bond on the two cases that he already has a bondsman, that's kind of inviting the bondsman to quit, to file an affidavit
All
of
right, so
surety.
does he, has
So-
he made bond on those other two cases?
He has made bond on the two cases, the night mags, or excuse me, the PF 220. One more time, Montgomery, the night mag 724-083 and 724-084. He's paid 75, well, he's borrowed $7,500 and paid that to a bondsman. And if you remand him without bond on those night mag cases, you and I both know that bondsman's gonna quit. And so then he's gonna have to make a new bond altogether. And since he's borrowing the money from family, he's a veteran, he's got issues, we're not gonna get into the merits of it here. I would ask instead that the case pending in your court, the ABI second 2024 pre-file 20375, on that case, you could raise that to a remand without bond. We could schedule a hearing on that one. That way the court can know that he's not getting out, which is, I believe, your objective, but it prevents the bondsman from getting off the bond at least right away.
All right. State, do you have any objection to the court doing a judge's warrant and remain without bond on the 2024 PF 20375?
Give Mr. Montgomery to see what he just said. No objection, Your Honor.
All right, so then what I'll do is on that case, I'll remain you without bond. I'll issue a judge's warrant and then it can be reset if you'll get with Ms. Ferguson and we will discuss if a bond should be set in that or not.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'll remind you at that hearing what we did in case the court.
Oh, my mind's a steel trap. It will be there.
Mine is too, and it's rusty.
You're right. Because Norma, was he on docket today? All right, then let's go ahead and set him then. You want to come back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Sure.
Can you see about a 3-week date on that?